Thank you, me. It's me, Mitchell K.C. Hill, the old-time radio guy. Episode number 91. And a special public service announcement from your friends here at The Last Angry DJ. Don't forget to set your scales back 10 pounds for the holidays. Set your scales back 10 pounds. No laugh track here on the show. So I'm just hoping that somebody actually laughed at that because it's kind of funny. We're here again to talk about all things media. We'll talk about radio. We'll talk about things that have to do with doing podcast and video on YouTube and all things in between. We're really good at that. And our panel here is primed and ready to go. We got the whole gang together. We like to call it the broadcast Boffins. Here they are, all three of them. And let's start it out with this guy over here, Mr. Alexander Knight. Now he's over here.
How's it going, Mitch? I'm doing well. You know, I haven't run into the whole holiday gluttonous eating thing yet. That's for later.
You guys
in
had that in October.
We had our Thanksgiving last month, so I've fully recovered. I would hope a month is enough time to recover from a Thanksgiving. So I feel for you. I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little jealous of all you guys eating turkey and all that sort of stuff now.
Last week, I complained about, I guess I didn't have enough food for Thanksgiving because I'm cooking for one, and you just don't get up to it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like begged for Wegmans gift cards or something, and you and a number of other people stepped up, and I ate just fine on Thursday.
Oh,
in
excellent.
fact,
I'm happy to hear
the word
that.
got out so well here around the building I live in that there was food stacked up out front of my door. When I'd leave the apartment, I'd go, well, on a trip, there's a big plate of spaghetti there, or chicken, or blackened catfish. There was all kinds of
So that gives me hope
things.
for humanity, that there's some decent people still out there.
Yeah, I'm not starving. That's all I'm saying. So anyhow, sorry to interrupt you there. You were
Not a
on
problem.
your roll. Canada,
That's episode
October,
90.
no problem.
Episode 91 of The Last Angry DJ. This is the show that intersects old media versus new media, where we talk about the world of production and broadcast and podcasting and YouTube and content creation in general. And I'd like to also introduce Mark Giuliani, integral part of our panel, who knows a little something about the broadcast industry, don't you, Mark?
Just a little bit. I'm learning every day. But hey, everyone, please ask your questions at ask.thelastangrydj.com. That's ask.thelastangrydj.com. I'd love to read your questions so we can all try and answer them.
Yeah, get to use that new QR code that Alex has put on there. So hit that. And Mark, it's good to have you back. You took a quick vacation day last week, and we're good to have you here. It's the full Monty of the broadcast Boffins are here in our power to entertain. So let's kick things off. We do have some questions come in. The first subject we're going to talk about is something I'm very familiar with, is Christmas music on the radio. When do you start it, and what do you play? And radio has been doing this in the old days. Okay, back in my day, we wouldn't even begin to play some Christmas music until after Black Friday. That was sort of the dividing point. You go into the department stores, and there wouldn't be any decorations until that time. That was the dividing line. Nowadays, it could be happening in July that Christmas music comes on. The other thing that radio's doing that's kind of crazy is that they're playing nonstop Christmas music, and they're doing it way in advance. They probably started in November. And the reason they're doing it? Ratings. They're getting ratings by doing that. And the other thing is, and I think I'm talking about the things that are being done. It's okay to sprinkle some Christmas music in here and there where it makes sense to do it. But just to go nonstop Christmas, I don't understand. And I also don't understand why the ratings are good. It's obviously being done because they're getting some traction from it. But the other problem is there's only about 200 or 300 really good Christmas songs that should be played, and they're finding weird, it seems like every band or group that, I'm sure Taylor Swift has her version of it. There's the Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas. That's a standard, we can put up with that. But they're playing all of this crazy stuff. There must be thousands of Christmas songs. I say keep it to like 200 songs, the classics. The classics that we instantly find familiar, yeah, and it includes George Michael and Wham and Paul McCartney with the ding, 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 all that stuff. But also the classics, Perry Como, all the, even the crazy Bob Rivers stuff. Go ahead there, Alex.
I know it's funny because I know who that is, Mitch, but I haven't heard that name I haven't heard anyone mention Perry Como in a very, very, very long time. In fact, I remember when I was in junior high school, our principal was a fan. He was an older guy, and I remember he would always kind of make jokes about how great Perry Como's music was. So that takes me back.
If you heard the songs, then you would make the connection. Like, it's the most wonderful time of the... That's not Perry, but that's some other old guy that if I mentioned his name, you'd say, yeah, I think I know that guy. And Johnny Mathis and all. Those are standards. Those are the ones you gather around the hearth at home, and you sip your hot toddy and have your little cookies and stuff. But it's going on way too long.
Did Lawrence play Christmas music?
You bet he did. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Did he dance to all the Christmas music?
He never danced. I don't think he ever danced in his life. Right. Him and Ed Sullivan would make a great couple, the way they get into the stuff. So, all the Christmas specials that ran on TV back in the day, nowadays I don't think people sit behind the TV waiting for these shows to come on. We used to wait for The Wizard of Oz to come on at their leisure. They would broadcast it around this time of year, right around I think it was like Thanksgiving that they'd run Wizard of Oz. I watched it the other day, just because I was trying to recover from some of the the bad news going on around the world, and there was The Wizard of Oz, and yeah, it was like everything that that is explained to me. I'm still scared to death of those flying monkeys, Alex. I don't know about you, but flying monkeys just scare the crap out of me. And those trees, the trees were grabbing apples back from her, weird stuff like that. So, too much Christmas music. That's my vote. Comment by hitting ask.lastangrydj.com and tell us what your opinion is. But it's a winner for a radio station, but I just don't understand. It's just one of those things that make me the last angry DJ. Because, again, we just sprinkled a little Christmas music in right around the holidays, and that was fine. And on maybe Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we would go nonstop, Christmas. And that was fine. It had more impact that way. But now you just can't turn the radio on without hearing it wall to wall on every radio station. Do you do on your talk station, Mark? Do you do all talk Christmas?
No,
only talk about Christmas. We
actually play Christmas music Christmas Day.
Oh, really? Good on you.
Yeah.
That's very.
We save up all those little minutes we get for bumper music.
How many songs do you have in your library for Christmas?
Oh, I have no idea. That's a Walt question.
Okay, well, ask Walt that. And then again, do you play the religious Christmas songs like "Oh Come All Ye Faithful" and things like that? All the traditional Christmas songs. I see Alex groaning right now.
By definition, wouldn't all Christmas music be religious?
Nope. Because you've got like Stevie Wonder, the OJs, Paul McCartney, Mariah Carey. Those are the more current, we'll say, traditional Christmas music. I'm talking about the deeply religious ones where they're singing about, Christ is born, heaven, hallelujah, da 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 da. That's like serious religious Christmas music. So it just sounds weird. But on Christmas Day, it's fine. It's fine to do all that. So you're doing the right thing. And by the way, I have the entire TM Century Gold Disc Christmas library right behind me on the rack. If you need to borrow them to transfer all the, as long as you're licensed, for the traditional Christmas music. But I guess I'm ranting a little bit, but I'm not hearing any, counterpoints. I'm not seeing any counterpoints up on Mukana on our event. Anything on event chat or any comments from people?
We do have a question from Jerry, and Jerry from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina, is asking, anyone buy anything during Black Friday? Bought an Anchor Solix battery for power outages, fridge and Wi-Fi mostly. That's a pretty big anchor battery.
Yeah, we're kind of jumping to a different category, but by all means, since we're there, no, that's quite all right, because I also want to talk about Cyber Monday, which is them stretching Black Friday to Monday, and then it's Cyber Monday.
I'm just trying to move the show
Yeah,
along.
did you guys get anything? Let's talk about it. I can't afford to buy anything. In fact, I'm selling stuff. I'm getting rid of stuff. Okay. I have too much.
I did buy one thing, but I just realized I'm not prepared because I didn't grab the. I got to go grab what I actually bought so you guys can see this thing. I thought about actually testing it on the show live, but I'm a little not prepared for that. Mark, do you want to maybe move that? If we're just gonna jump straight to that, we should probably just move that.
I hit answer.
Okay, cool. Let me just go to...
Yeah, we'll jump right over to Cyber Monday as the next category.
Cyber Monday. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I got to go grab that item that I bought. It's the one and only thing I got for Black Friday.
I bet it's the DVD of some kind.
No,
it's not?
It wouldn't be shocking if I got a Blu-ray.
Okay. Let's see what he got. Good. All right, so...
I don't know.
Mitch,
Mark, I'm done buying stuff.
You are?
I'm selling stuff.
So do you want to go over some of the things you're looking at cashing in on?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
They're up on eBay right now if you're interested.
Oh, well, tell us. Give us a little...
I like how you're asking the questions. You're engaged, and I think that's cool. Yeah. I've got some, we'll call them secondary camera gear. Mm-hmm. I've got a beautiful FX3, which I'm not going to sell. I'm going to hold on as long as I'm breathing. It's like my U87. It's going to be here forever. And I'm going to sell. It's already up at KEH. I think they are. They'll take trade-ins and they'll cash out your camera. I have a Sony ZV-E10, which I bought for like $1,000, and I'm selling it for like $400 or $500. So I've got that and a lens that goes with it. I also have a power lens that went on an E-type because that's what Sony's want.
So tell us about the lenses. A power lens meaning it'll remotely zoom and focus?
Hold on a second. Again, like Alex, I gotta grab it so I can talk about it intelligently. Hold on a second. I'm still around.
And I'm just gonna show.
Go ahead.
Let me just show you the box so you can see what I'm talking about here. 1 second. This needs batteries. Okay. Look at this.
Some kind of light.
This is the Houdini electric wine bottle opener.
You really need that?
Well, I needed a wine bottle opener because the last one that I had broke, so I thought, why not? Black Friday special, it was 40% off, marked down to $20, and then I used my Canadian Tire points, and I ended up getting it for $16 after tax.
All right, good on you, pal.
I mean, if this thing breaks after 6 months, I only paid $16.
Can you open a bottle of wine here on show?
In fact, I am prepared for that because this is a friend of mine's fruit wine that he bottled himself.
Nice.
So let's see if this thing actually works. It requires 4 AA batteries.
Oh, it's an unboxing. I never thought we'd do that.
Oh, wow.
Getting the ASMR people crazy.
It says 4 AA batteries.
Don't you want to? You don't want to mix batteries with wine? Isn't it a bad pairing? What's that? A cereal port?
Okay, so there's the screw. Okay, so where do the batteries go? There's a sticker on the back that says this device complies with Part 15 of the FCC rules. That's good to know.
It's on all electronic.
I was concerned about that.
It means it won't interfere with devices in your office.
Where the battery compartment is.
Well, I'm figuring the cork screw comes out of the bottom, so you put the batteries in the top.
Hold on, let me just go to the 3 up here so everybody can see you while I'm fiddling.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Mitch, tell us about the lenses.
Okay, I got this is a nice lens. It's a Sony powered lens. Mm-hmm. It's a PE4PZ, that means power zoom, 16 to 35G, which is
What's
grand.
The f-stop? How fast is it?
I don't know. It's whatever the
2.8, 1.4.
It's on the bottom there. You can see, it's down there. See, at the bottom, you can see it, and it's a powered zoom. But what's unique about it, what makes this cool, is if you're using this on a camera that has a teleprompter or something on, sometimes when you're zooming, the lens extends out and bumps into the glass.
Right.
This stays in this space. In other words, when you're zooming, the lens all happens inside the thing. So it's nicely made that way. And the other thing is, it's a Sony. And what that means is because it's a Sony, it talks to the Sony body much better than any other camera lens will from another, like a Tamron or maybe even a Sigma.
Right.
But the Sony lenses just seem to be made magically well, so that if you've got autofocus, it just snaps into focus, this and that.
And the camera is, what was the model of it?
Any E-type camera, but I'm selling a Sony ZV-E10.
Is this the second generation or the first generation?
It's the first generation of the E10.
And how was the heat?
What's that?
How was the heat on it? Because didn't they heat up a lot?
It's not a heater, it's a camera.
Okay.
Mark,
I would do my look. I would do my look, but I'm not on camera, so.
All right. There we go. It doesn't have eating problems that I'm aware of. Okay, now Alex is going to blow.
I think I'm ready.
He's going to blow
so
the
how
fuck
much you
up on our
sound
show.
Before we get to Alex again, how much you selling the lenses for?
The lens, I only have one. I'll probably sell it for close to $1,000. I think that's why I paid $2,000 for it. So figure 50%.
And what was the zoom on it?
I got to look at it again because I haven't used it in a while. It's a 1635. So it's perfect for a webcam.
Okay.
Because the 35 is all you need. And if you've got a 3/4 inch, three-quarter sensor, like an APS sensor, it'll actually appear that it's higher than that because when you do the math, 35 is probably like 40 or 50, something like that. So it's I'm going to put it up on eBay. The camera is not up on eBay. It's up. I sent it over to KEH. They're a company that takes trade-ins. And let's jump over to Alex here because Alex getting ready to blow up.
All right, so here we go. Let's see if this works. I did put 4 batteries in. Hopefully I got the polarity right. Let's see. I'm going to put my mic right up to the bottle so you can get a little ASMR.
Here goes our ears.
Here he goes. Here we go.
Pushing down.
Okay, and it says to remove cork, press the up button.
Great job.
Nothing.
Great job.
Didn't grab anything.
All it did was drill a hole in the cork.
It made a hole in the cork.
Itself.
Okay, now read step 2. Step 2, get your drywall screwdriver and put a drywall screw in there and then pull.
Yeah, Mark has got
that didn't push down hard enough. Let's see. I have to get my money
No, I don't
back.
think it was going in that was the problem. It was how you did coming out. You got to read the instructions.
You probably don't unscrew it. You probably just yank up.
Oh, well, hold on. The instructions say to remove cork.
Right, to remove the cork after you've
place
pulled it out of the
corkscrew
bottle.
on wine bottle. To remove the cork, push the down button. To eject the cork from the opener, push the... Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, now...
I think I just got to pull on it.
Yeah, now pull on
it. I'm gonna get wine all over my microphone and keyboard. I just know it.
I thought the explosion.
Point this is that it was going to be totally automated. I can't get it up.
You want a hammer?
This is a terrible invention.
They make them real small.
Work at all.
And it pumps air into it.
Hold on.
I would have gotten the ones the waiters have.
Yeah, is he like drinking so much that he needs
if
a
I push the
mechanical
up
device?
button, this should pop out, though.
The up
I'm
is
glad
just backing
I'm
the
glad this isn't the
corkscrew out of
second
it.
bottle.
That's just backing the cork out.
Okay, it came out a little
spiral. Yeah.
Vice grip.
I'm going to destroy this bottle of wine. I'm going to get cork inside the wine.
Do it like they do at the weddings. They take the sword and they chop the end of the neck off. He's going to hit himself right in the face with that thing. I know it's going to happen.
This is horrible.
How'd you get that black eye? Opening a wine bottle.
This is like... Poof.
Usually happens after you've been drinking.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm glad this is not the second bottle you're trying to open.
Now, Jerry says, great $16 investment. We know what not to buy. What is it? And now
Yeah,
you're going to
you can
have
see it
remnants
sticking
in
up
your-
a little
Did
bit.
it come with a free
Yeah,
vice grip and hammer?
I think that wine needs some Cialis. Looking at the, I need some music for this, but I'm afraid we're going to get in trouble.
Oh,
See, that's like a total
mangling
by
the
piece.
cork. It is just
that's an error. And what would your date be doing about this point? Like sitting there, honey, is it ready yet? Where's my wine?
hold on, just hold on.
What was that?
Little
I
more.
want my wine.
It's just ruined. I've ruined the cork.
Okay, what do you?
I gotta
That
get my money
bottle was
back.
cork.
You don't have
This
to
is
do.
the
You have to
worst
buy
piece of crap.
the cork remover next for $16.
All the reviews, all the use, like the people that bought it on the website are saying this is an amazing cork, best bottle opener ever.
Yeah, don't they all say that?
Anyways, that
Ronco
failed.
bottle
Did it come with a
Really
hammer to
lame.
break the glass?
It slices. It dices.
Yeah.
Mark,
Anyways,
you're-
what
you're
else?
on the-
What did you guys buy?
Yeah. What did you buy,
Mark, did you get anything?
Not yet. No, I have not. I have abstained from spending money needlessly.
Okay. Good for you.
I'm holding out. I bought my dog some dog food, and I'm very easy to go. I've got stuff I'm trying to get rid of now. You know, I might move, and if I got to do that, I've got all this electronics gear that I got to get rid of, and maybe we can jump to another category. Where's a good place to sell electronic gear? Maybe that's the next category we can jump over to. I know we're all over
Yes.
the place. Sorry to do that to you. But it's important to get these things out there. So best place to sell recording gear. Now, here's the thing I'm running into. Now that I'm getting rid of gear, I got a camera that I'm going to sell. And I thought that KEH, I think it is the company I'm looking at. What you do is you fill out this form on the internet, and they come back to you with a quote, what they want to buy it for. And then they send you a box and a label for it. And I've sent it to their place in Atlanta, and they're going to send me a check for the camera. So that's my Sony ZV-E10, which I'm selling. It has a lens on it, you know, as part of the deal. They haven't got back to confirm that it's everything they said it was when they gave me the quote. So we'll see how that goes. And I have another thing. I have a Sony XLR K3M, and that's the little thing that slips into the top, into the hot shoe. I think it's like an M1 shoe, and it's a digital input with the shotgun microphone built into it. And that new was like $600. And I'm selling that on eBay right now. You can go to my thing on eBay, and I'm selling it for like I think right now I'm thinking offering $350. Buy it now. You can make an offer.
How did this
300
show?
gets
How did this YouTube show turn into Tradio? You know what Tradio is?
Tradio, I love that. Tradio, I like that.
Have you never heard of Tradio?
I've heard it done before. How did it turn into there? I've got so much crap in my place that I just don't like that Sockler a tripod right there. I've never used it, and I paid like $3,000 for it. It's a beautiful floating head, carbon fiber Sockler tripod. Haven't sold it, not yet. Maybe I will. The Neumann, not going to sell it. Not going to sell ever. That stays. So the Neumann stays with me. But I've got other stuff. I got a Duro metering system that's right here. It costs like $2,000. I can
Mitch,
sell that for like $1,500.
You need to call the Talca del Marva on Saturday mornings for the flea market and put this stuff on the flea market.
I'm sure all the farmers down in Lower Delaware are up for buying, video gear, a Duro
There's a
meter.
lot of video gear down here. A lot of people doing this.
But that's the question:
Yeah.
is what stuff do you sell where? And typically eBay for stuff. But I have a really cool Bang & Olufsen, and Alex mentioned the other day when I mentioned it, that I just don't use anymore. It's a beautiful classic. Bang & Olufsen makes the most wildly looking futuristic design stuff. There's a glass pane that moves apart, and the CD changer opens up, and you just drop the CD, and it spins and becomes part of the artwork that you're looking at. It's a Bang & Olufsen 2500. And Alex, you suggested I sell it on Facebook Marketplace. So I have my little.
And did you, Mitch? Did you put up the ad?
I have not done it yet, but I'm going to.
You got to do that. Get on
So
that.
I'm going to do that to try that out. And then I have a really cool, I have it behind me in the rack, and if I knew I was going to actually sell stuff on the show. But wait, there's more. I have a Waves L2 Ultra Maximizer. Now, you're probably familiar with the L2 plug-in as a limiter. It's a beautiful limiter as a plug-in. But when I did some consulting work for Waves back in the day, they gave me a hardware version of the L2. It's a consumer product, but it's not something that the average consumer would be interested in.
You know what,
buying.
Mitch? What does it have? I've actually wanted one of those when they came out with them back in the day, and they're long discontinued now. But what does it have for inputs and outputs? Is it just analog in and out, or is it?
Here's the thing, Alex. I'm glad you're asking. It's got digital and it's got analog and it's got SPDIF on it. It's got all of those things, and it's beautiful. It works great. It's got digital readouts on the front of it. It's exactly what you remember seeing. And yes, they don't make it anymore. No, they don't have it. But I've got one, and I think it was worth $2,000 new. Maybe I'll sell it for $1,000. Or maybe a little less. I don't know.
Well, ping me after the show because I'm interested. I might buy it off you so we can actually use it live for the stream.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, it's an excellent. I mean, even the plug-in does a great job. This is a hardware device, and you can see the meters on it and the dancing numbers. It's got a lot of eye candy going on, and the L2.
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead,
Alex. How would you use it in the show if it's a physical element and not a digital element?
Well,
Would
because
you just put a camera on it.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're already processing the audio from Mimo Live in an actual digital mixer right now. So I would just pipe the audio out of the console into the L2 and then pipe the stereo output of the limiter back into the console, and that would get brought. So we'd be processing it through the L2 and then feeding it back into the computer for Mimo Live.
I would even give you, as part of the deal, Dante device so you could plug it into the XLR AES EBU so that you could put it on your
Avio adapter.
Yeah, I got an Avio adapter. I got 4 of them sitting behind me. So I'd throw that in as part of the deal. Ow! You ever get your funny bone hit on your elbow? Ow! That hurt. So that would be a nice little setup. And it's beautiful, and I 100% guarantee that it will work great and you'll love it. I just don't have a need for it anymore. It's sitting in a rack that I'm going to actually get rid of. And I've got a Betacam tape machine in there. Forget the Betacam. It's not worth any. Jerry says, had success selling and buying on OfferUp. It's an app. But I was thinking, getting back to the subject, if Alex buys it, that's the best way to do it. Buy from a friend, then you can throw the guilt on him if you don't like it and give it back to him. But I would put this...
Well, Mitch, when was the last time that you booted it up?
It's booted up right now. It's sitting in a rack on.
Oh, it's actually working. Okay.
Yeah, it's lit up. If I had my remote camera, I'd show it to you working 100%.
Period?
Oh, the warranty.
The warranty is probably 0, but if it breaks,
it's like 5 years old.
I know where Mitch lives. It's okay, Mark.
See?
What is that? What you're going to tell the Border Patrol? I know where Mitch lives.
The syrup police will descend on your home and take you out.
See, the thing is, everybody says Canadians are polite, but that's clearly a lie.
Now you're scaring the shit out of me. You're going to come in with a giant chainsaw. I'll hear outside. And there'll be red and green coming in on me with the toques on. Anyhow, so much for that. If I were selling it and not selling it to the Canadian underworld, I would sell it on Reverb.com. You ever done anything on Reverb? They sell they sell like professional.
Sorry, I just can't.
Music gear.
I'm still laughing at the fact that you said Canadian underworld. I want that printed on a T-shirt. Nobody's ever said that before. That is hilarious.
Haven't you seen something like what was it? Twin Peaks. They had a Canadian underworld.
I've seen the show.
Yeah, you remember when they had the guys?
But I've never heard
down?
anyone say Canadian underworld. That's pretty funny.
Well, they had a Canadian underworld. You know, it was a real thing. So anyhow, Reverb.com, I would try them out. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. So far, I haven't had any bites. Oh, and I'm selling a Omnia 3net, which is not the broadcast version. It's the streaming version. It's about yay big. It's made by our friend Frank Foti over at Telos. And that thing is being sold like dirt cheap. I'm selling it for like $1,000. It's up on eBay. So if you want to get in there and snag it, it's the Omnia 3net. And it's older. It's like 10 years old. But the good news is it had just been at the factory last year, and they tweaked it up, and now they don't make the parts for it anymore. So you got the last one, and I got it. It's up on eBay if you want to check it out. So we'll keep you guys posted. But those are the places I'm going to try. I'm real curious about the Facebook Marketplace, because that Bang & Olufsen is a consumer device that anybody would like if they see it. If you have cassettes and CDs, plus it has a line in, and I have the special DIN plug for it, it would be a cool thing to buy. So sorry about, shilling my stuff for sale here, but I was actually looking for advice, but maybe I had an opportunity. And if any of you want anything that I've got that I've mentioned here, just check us on Discord or put your question in Mukana.
Speaking of questions,
let's speak
you
about
can
it.
ask questions at ask.thelastangrydj.com. That's ask.thelastangrydj.com. And we want to promo next week's show, right, Mitch? So tell us who our guests are going to be next week.
Next week, Lux Narayan, who has Stream Alive, will be here. And Lux is the co-founder of a company that has created an app that allows you to chat with your show across many different social media programs. And I'm not doing a great job of explaining this because Mark caught me a little off guard. But anyhow, it basically, the way it works is if you want to have a chat connection to your show, but you want it to chat with, Facebook and Instagram and all the other chat clients out there, this program brings them all together so that you can have this ongoing chat without having to check 4 or 5 different social media outlets. It consolidates it and sends it to you as an app. So we could answer questions from anybody and any of those things. So we thought it was interesting to look at because,
it's a great idea because, when you're working there with multiple, if you're streaming to Facebook and streaming to Twitter or X and you're streaming to all these different places, it takes a lot of work to sit there and try and manage all of the conversations that are going on. So this just pulls it into one local place. We'll learn more about that next week.
The thought, Mark, is that we're looking for ways that radio can reinvent itself. You're certainly doing it with Mukana at your radio station. Maybe this is another piece of the puzzle. I don't know. We'll have a chance for Lux to come on and talk about it, and I know he'll do his best to convince the hardest person that's going to have to convince is Alex, who just leaned over and
disappeared.
I don't know if he's genuflecting or anyhow he leaned out of the frame. Alex, you still with us? I know you got things to do there. Sorry, but I think Alex would be a tough sell.
Because, I'm looking for. I am looking forward to that. Here I'm not prepared. I'm looking forward to the conversation. Yeah, I saw the guests that we have lined up for next week, so I think it'll be cool. I'd love to try it out, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of our being here is that maybe we'll hit some magic combination of things that helps to reinvigorate radio, particularly if it's a talk station like Mark's station. Mark, have you done anything interesting and new in like the last 6 months that you think is sort of upgrading your proposition of a talk show radio station? I know it's not part of our regular questions.
Well, no. But I think it's been a little bit longer than 6 months. But we have a morning show from 9 to noon. And what we've been doing with that is utilizing what we call Dial, Digital Interactive Audience Lounge. And it's essentially a version of Mukana. And what it does, as we use on this show, is it allows people to be even more interactive than talk radio. Talk radio is pretty interactive. You get to call in and ask questions live, but it's just a one-on-one that goes out to the world. With the advent or adding in the digital component to that, you now get everyone that's online chatting with each other. So instead of that one-on-one conversation that happens for just a minute or two between a guest and a host or a caller and a host, you now can have everyone who's listening to the show can also watch the show, can ask questions, can chat with each other, can ask the host a question, can ask the guest a question, and everybody can chat about the topic. And so it makes it far more interactive than the traditional talk radio show, and we've had a lot of success with it.
Instead of the phone,
Right.
picking up the phone and putting somebody on the air via phone call.
Right. And what we've been doing, not to eliminate the phone call, is we do the first hour of the show as a traditional radio show, and then we do the second 2 hours of the show as a digital show. And so we rarely take phone calls on the second part of the show. It's all digital.
So what percentage, I mean, it's not all agricultural down there. The guys aren't riding around in their Massey Ferguson with their internet connection.
That's since we've been moving towards the digital world, we get callers from all over the country. We've got people that call us from California on a regular basis, people that call us from Florida on a regular basis. So to think of it just as a Sussex County, Delaware, or a lower Delaware show is, in this particular case, this is a national show. We get guests from all over the country come in. So, I mean, I think to try and say it's just a show that airs between, Virginia. We reach as far south as Virginia, and we reach as far east as Cape May, New Jersey, and we reach as far west as about Route 50 along the eastern shore of Maryland. So,
well, this is an opportunity for you. Why don't you plug it? Because people that watch this show are all over the country, maybe elsewhere in Canada, whatever. How do they reach out to you?
So they can reach out to us. You can watch the show and on Fridays at realnewstalk.com. You can go to realnewstalk.com and join and every day, Monday through Friday. And the show airs from 9 to noon Eastern on 92.7, 98.5. You can stream it on WGMD.com for the audio side of it. You can watch it on Fridays at realnewstalk.com. That's realnewstalk.com.
That's cool. So just because it's coming from lower Delaware, where it's a big resort town, and it's agricultural in the area, doesn't mean that there's not interesting conversations. And plus, you have some syndicated programs on there too,
right?
And our buddy Rob Carson, who comes on, is he on there also live?
Rob Carson is on from noon to 3 on our 98.5 frequency. And we've got a lot of, back to the Your News Talk America is what we call the show. We get guests from all over the country come on. We get General Holt, who comes on, who was a retired general from the U.S. Air Force, who comes in and talks. We get Gordon Chang, who comes on. A lot of the people from Newsmax and Fox know our station and like our station and come in and help us air a really good program. So,
oh, that's good. Congratulations being able to do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to have Rob back. He's busy right now building a new studio, so it's a little tough for him to get back in while he's got all stuff torn apart.
Just texting me this morning. How do I do this?
Well, you're the one to help him out. And speaking of which, there's a lot of talent here behind the show. We always talk about, well, how many thousands of people does it take to put on a podcast? It can be done with one person, but in our case, we're a three guys. It's just Alex, myself, and Mark. There we are. Those are the guys that produce this program. And Alex, the guy over here, I'm sorry, I got to get the right direction, would probably be a good guy to reach out to if you wanted some advice. So I encourage Rob or anybody else that's putting something together that wants to look a little bit better or sound a little bit better, because there's a lot of things you can do in doing a podcast that don't take a lot of money and don't take a lot of brain power, but you just got to do it. Before the show today, Mark and I were talking about what does he do about some of the guests that come on Fox News or whatever. And some of them are horrible because they're using a wireless connection. They got a bad microphone. They're using a laptop. What are some of the craziest things you've ever gotten, Mark, when you're bringing people on your show that just destroy the entire interview? I
would say between the virtual backgrounds that they're constantly breaking through when they start to move their hands, and it just looks really bad. Probably the toughest one is when they come in over Wi-Fi and it's all broken up. The audio's broken up, the picture's broken up. And my challenge has been trying to educate them in that Wi-Fi does not work very well with Zoom without getting too technical. I mean, we all know Wi-Fi routers want to talk to other routers in the area just so they can take turns sending and receiving information, because they can't send and receive at the same time, unlike an Ethernet cable. So
And Alex, Zoom will throttle you back if it sees bad connectivity.
right.
And the quality
It'll throttle you
yeah.
back resolution.
We're having that issue today,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
and I don't even have an explanation for that. So yeah, that's something that we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to, that's my challenge, is trying to take people who do use the same setups on national television and come in as doing hits on national television. And when you try and, make them a little bit better, sometimes you're met with, well, Fox doesn't complain or Newsmax doesn't complain. And you have to explain to them that they're going through a lot of people every hour and they're on a tight clock and they don't have time to talk to you about that.
But at the same time, they bother to dress well. They're not wearing a Hawaiian shirt or, a
I think
we
get we do get a lot of that, but I think a lot of it is because in their mind, they know us from years of being a radio station, and it's just a radio station. And now we're doing things differently. And we're really a marketing company that just so happens to have two, frequencies. But we're using digital so much so now. I mean, I can see in 10 years where I think digital will be the first, branch out, and radio will be the backup to that.
Yeah, but some people just aren't ready to go on video.
That's why I'm saying 10 years.
If they go on a Zoom call, they don't, we've had our friend Ray Franklin on here, Presentation Ray, who's told us, there's lots of things you should do. One of them is to make eye contact with the people while you're talking to them. But there's so many Zoom meetings or interviews that I've seen, and the people, they're just kind of, they don't understand how you need to look and how you need to sound and present yourself in order to be acceptable. And we go to great pains on this show, and I certainly do on office hours, to present a good front-looking picture. It's like I heard Alex Lindsay say, your Zoom presentation is like the way we used to dress up in a suit, an Armani suit to go in to make your pitch to a big business. You should use the same care and time and effort and maybe money to present a good picture, good image. And if you got some jacked up fake background trying to impress people, like I've seen people that come on, they got like a yacht basin behind them, like they're sipping champagne with that $16 bottle opener in front of a yacht background with people standing there frozen in time. It just doesn't look real. So they're not kidding me. Or they use those avatars. That are I think it would be great to have an avatar for boring corporate Zoom meetings that just does this the whole time. Oh yeah.
But in the corporate meetings, I find people don't even turn the cameras on. They just sit. All you see are all the names. So I mean, I've been in the architectural world. I've been on calls with 50, 100 people on them, and all you see is a wall full of names. Nobody's got their camera.
What do you suppose they're doing back there behind that camera that's off?
I would say probably 20 to 30% of them are driving, and the rest of them are just trying to get other things done while they're listening into a phone call.
It's a casual day. They're wearing sweats, something like that.
I can't tell.
Yeah, Alex, there's your next step that you need to design. An app that breaks open the Zoom call and turns the video on automatically, unbeknownst to the person, so we can get
some people might have some privacy concerns with that.
Screw privacy. We want entertainment. That's much more interesting. Some guy wearing women's clothing or something. I don't know. Whatever it takes. It'd be funny to see what people are doing behind the camera. I know we're going to get comments on that, so sorry. I didn't mean anything other than just the fact it would be funny to visualize what people do while, that would be a good category. What do you do while you're in a boring Zoom meeting? Or I was watching somebody the other day that was watching training films for training purposes, and they manufacture these outrageous situations that don't make any sense at all, that are boring as hell, and they track you. They track your cursor movements to see how well you're paying attention. Let's see. Jerry says again, everyone's image today looks especially good. There you go. Nice comment. Now we appreciate that. Look at Mark. He's using a different camera today, and he's in his truck.
I'm in a production. I call it a trailer. I've been told that it's a truck. I don't know how it drives, but
what does it say on the outside? Domino's Pizza?
No.
No.
It says the Talk of Delmarva, WGMD. 92.7, 98.5, the talk
All right,
of
good plug. Good plug. So, didn't you have a problem with a camera that because the truck?
Yes.
I'm sorry, your vehicle has to be jacked up on one side to keep the water from running through it, and the camera's trying to level to earth level, so you look like you're in a fun house.
So it's a 24-foot trailer, and what we do is the hitch side of the trailer, we raise up higher so the water will drain off the back onto a driveway instead of down the front into the mud or create mud. And when I came into office hours yesterday and had a certain type of camera, I won't mention a name brand, but it's a little PTC camera, it leveled itself to the ground. So it was leveled to the driveway, but the trailer was up.
Off at an angle.
So I had to do the whole show like this. So I'd look straight. No.
You know, it's a big deal. Trailers are a big deal. NEP in Pittsburgh is one of the biggest out there. And they've got these huge vehicles that cost millions of dollars. And whenever you go to a like a large football game or sporting event, usually around where they have the dumpsters, you'll see all these big trucks lined up. Those are like CBS and Fox and so on and so forth. And they do all the switching. Mark's got a nice little setup, but it doesn't compare to what
it's
NEP
nothing. Yeah,
is
it's nothing like those. There's a YouTube video that was going around our little group here, and of NEP's 2110 truck, the first 2110 truck that they've done, where everything is all linked together through some pretty fancy routers.
And it's crazy to see these trucks because I used to work in some of them. We had a truck called the Starliner when I worked at Stewart Digital in Philadelphia. All the tape machines had their own room in an engineering section, and there were like rows of tape machines, 1-inch tape machines, Betacam, digital Betacam, and they're gone. They're gone in all these trucks. You don't see any linear recording media that I can imagine. It's all done on a server farm. And a lot of these things like NFL films, a lot of these guys, they'll go out with a camera pack and they'll shoot video of a game just to get B-roll and stuff the way NFL does so well. And that camera recording pack goes into a box that's sitting at every stadium in the country, and it sucks all that digital goodness out to the main edit suite. Again, I may be getting this wrong. I'll get my buddy Tom Shustak to explain. But it goes into this major server out in the cloud, and the guys sitting in master control at Disney ESPN is sucking all this stuff down so that they can get it. It's just a wonderful world now of recording. But actual trucks, probably mostly 90% are going out to sporting events because that's the only thing that pays well enough. And what Mark has done is great. It's brilliant. You use it specially for taking your coverage into your community, for one thing, right? Isn't
right. We use it to take coverage into the community, and then what we did was we had it set up so that there's recessed panels on the side of it that have large screens on them, so we can open those panels up, and we do all the Christmas parades. So this week, over the next 10 days, I think we're in 8 different parades in different communities.
Do you dress up as one of Santa's elves?
So we do from time to time. It has been known that people will get dressed up for things.
Do you have a hat you could put on right now just to get us in the mood?
No, that would be in the other truck. That would be in the pool truck.
Oh, okay, the pool truck. That's where they send their signal out to all the big players out there simultaneously. The pool truck. It's not a pool, it's not a hot tub. It's a pool truck.
It's
all right, cool.
P-U-L-L. It pools.
Exactly. I got you. We're going to go on to our next category here. And what we're going to talk about just briefly, because I just saw it come up. He sent me a note. Adam Tao, the inventor of Mix Effect, has some new apps. And we're going to try to talk him into coming on and talk about it. I think it's called Look Straight. And if you go to his website, I think he's teasing it. It's a device that it's almost everything's got the word AI associated with it, but it'll check your gestures and your facial expressions in order to create actions that can drive certain things to happen. And the only way I could properly explain this and do it justice for my friend Adam is to have him on the show. So Adam, this is an invite for you to come on and explain what this new device is. Sounds like something office hours will cover. I'm almost certain that that'll happen very soon. So check out office hours and or keep your eyes here. We'll let you know if anything's going on. So anything else going? It's exciting. Anybody wants to talk about that? Any other questions or comments that I've missed? Pardon me.
One of the things
turkey indigestion.
We've already talked. We briefly talked about Black Friday. One of the things that I'm finding is that, and you can see this in some of the sales numbers, and if you follow economics and you look at what's going on with sales trends, I just get the feeling that people are getting kind of tired. There's too many sales there throughout the year, and I think it's not just the economy. That's one aspect of it. Always that the economy will obviously have an impact on things, but I just think there's too many sales that we all have to participate in, and I think we're just kind of, everyone's burnt out because we just know if we're gonna, if we miss something, there's always another sale around the corner, and we've got Boxing Week. Well, first it was Boxing Day, then it's Boxing Week.
Why don't you explain what that is?
Black Friday, then Cyber Monday, and
that's a European holiday, Boxing. So why don't you explain what that is? We don't celebrate that here in the U.S.
Yeah, that's news to me. I thought that was a North American thing.
No, it's not. Boxing Day is not. Explain what that is so everybody knows.
I can't. About. I don't know what it means. I don't know.
Boxing Day is the day the gifts you get, you return. You take them back to the store. So you box them up and you take them back to the store. It's a traditional thing that's big in Europe. I know we do it, but we just don't call it Boxing Day. So there you are. They got a name for everything. But your comment.
What do you call it? What is that sale? What is the sale called? Stores you have Boxing Day sales.
Regifting Day is what I call it.
Yeah, but you have Boxing Week sales at retail stores, right?
No, I don't.
That's That's not a thing.
No, we call it regifting. We'll see that that cork remover show up in somebody's grab bag for the holidays. I'm sure. You got to get some use out of it. It's called regifting. Mark, you were going to jump in there. You had to comment.
Well,
No?
I mean,
Yes?
the 26th, everybody goes and returns what they didn't like. I've heard of Boxing Day. I don't know that the stores in the U.S. market for Boxing Day. I think it's just something everybody says, hey, it's Boxing Day, we're going to go. I think it's one of the more crowded days at the malls is the day after Christmas.
Of course. Jumping back to what Alex was talking about, I agree 100% with you, Alex, that people are just inundated with sales and they're just pushing harder and harder every year to try to up the numbers year over year. And I think people are really concerned about that. And it's something that's affecting people's attitudes, financial situations, everything. Like after COVID, a lot of things changed. For example, in my line of work of producing videos and doing audio products and corporate stuff, it's gone. That business has just dried up. And I've asked all of these clients, like, what's going on? What's the reason behind this? I think people are concerned about another big gotcha coming. COVID was a big gotcha for a lot of people. It affected them financially. It affected them, in their life. It's still affecting people. And what they do is they tend, when things are going on or things aren't quite right, we just had another election. I'm not saying good or bad. It's just an election. People get stressed to that, and they tend to hold on to their money a little bit. They're a little more conservative, a little more careful how they go. They're not freewheeling and free spending during these times. So I get what you're saying. I feel it myself. I'm kind of like in a dark area financially because of not the same amount of work. And AI now is sniffing around my voiceover work. I'm not sure I'll be able to continue to depend on that. I'm not trying to sound like a sad sack like I did last week when I was begging for Thanksgiving meals. But, I'll adjust. I'll figure out something to do. I'll go down and live with Mark. I'm sure that there's room in that trailer.
So let's go back to the last topic for a real quick second.
Let's just brush me off completely.
Boxing Day is a term used in Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and some Caribbean countries.
Yeah, I didn't
not
hear US
used in the
that.
States.
There you go. Alex, that answers your question.
It's a great British.
Yep.
It's a great British holiday.
And we're not talking about guys going at it. It's not pugilistic day. It's a Boxing Day. And I heard it on, various social shows that run out of the BritBox or whatever, and I kind of caught on to that. They have quaint little phrases that sort of resonate. So there you go. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that for the fill-in. And Alex, I guess you did the research on it. And Jerry calls it Amazon Return. Why don't we just bring Jerry on the show, sort of as a commenter? He says, put him in a little box in a corner on Boxing Day. And it's the little Jerry Hoyle avatar. And we just, have him just do a constant. Who's that guy, the WTF videos on YouTube that has the fish in the bowl? And he does all these conspiracy theories and aliens and his fish talks. Tell me, please, somebody say they watch that show. It's called WTF on YouTube. And the guy, I forget the guy's name, but he does all these great stories. And the fish is always there making, sarcastic remarks, pissing him off. All right, you had to go see it. See, again, no support from my back-end crew. Nobody's saying, oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's great, Mitch. I can't believe you brought that up. Wow, that's a buckaroo banzai moment. Whatever. What are you going to go?
Well,
what are you going to
do? You don't want us to say out loud what we're thinking, do you?
Yeah, I do. I want to keep it real. You
there
guys
he
have,
goes
you have
off the rails again.
You guys have free reign to nail me right between the eyes if I'm doing something stupid or annoying. Alex, that doesn't hold you back. Come on. Give it to me.
No comment. No comment.
See? That just, you know what? You might as well just say F you, because as soon as you say no comment, it's like it could be anything. There's Mark's look. So anyhow, there you go. All right, let's jump over to my beef of the week. I got just a couple, and it's time for Mitch's beef of the week. I'm going the wrong direction. See, it's beef of the week. And here's where I come on a rant about something else. Wow, what a big surprise. Mitch is going to rant about something. And it's a continuation of the thing I was talking about earlier about people that are doing video that have absolutely no idea, but they think just because they're on a camera and talking in front of a microphone that their presentation is perfect. People don't have any idea on how to present when they're doing this. And my friend Ray Franklin could explain to this in great detail about how to learn to make eye contact, how to, stand in the visual and look interesting without banging into your microphone, and doing all those things. So that's my beef, is that I see one too many videos where somebody's they're the CEO of XYZ Corporation, and they're doing a talk with a laptop sitting behind them, and it's like, at our company, we only excel at doing everything really well. And it's like they got a fake background.
Nice nostrils. Nice nostrils.
Yeah, you got to have the nostril hair. And, do I have any nostril hair showing up? I usually pull them out. What do you have, that thing, that rotor?
I love it when
thing?
people do this, when they're trying, they cannot get their camera right, and they're going like within an inch of their camera trying to say, like, is that better? They're like, can you see me now? Hey, can you see me now?
That's exactly what I saw today. There's this lady talking about some kind of presentation, and she said, and it was a startup for some kind of a Zoom meeting, and she said, okay, hold on, I gotta, I'm just acting like her. I gotta push this. Oh, that's not the right one. Let me. Okay, are you ready? They do the whole shtick like that, like Alex just said. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They look like an idiot, and they have no concept. And here they are trying to present themselves as a knowledgeable person that runs a multi-million-dollar corporation or billion-dollar corporation, and they're presenting like really bad. If more of them could just chop off the front where they're doing the moment trying to figure out how to start up YouTube or Zoom, and then the ending, how do you get out of it? Here's one of the biggest things you do when you're on camera. When you finish a show and you finished your point, you're doing a stand-up, whatever, you stop and you say, "Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you next week." And then you release the look. Most people say, "Well, see you next week." Boy, that show really sucked. When are we going to do that? That's how most people end up.
It
that's
is
what
so
you-
true. If people,
know-
and it really helps because we have to cut the shows that we do every week that are video.
Some people don't even cut it.
No, but we cut them because we cut all the commercials out. And trying to get a radio host to hold so you have something to cut. Otherwise, usually they're like halfway out the room at the end of the show before they've stopped talking, and you're like, I can't use this.
You know when they did the
Yeah,
movies in the 70s, like they had the what was it, Naked Gun or whatever with those guys. They would do this thing, and they'd all just stop, and then they'd run the credits. And they had one of them where the criminal they was capturing, started looking around when everybody was stopped and went.
This is why everyone could benefit from taking acting classes.
Oh,
because when you practice on camera and the director goes cut, you hold, like Mitch showed there, you just hold and you hold, and
hold
it
the
feels
shot.
weird and uncomfortable, but it does help.
Yeah, I mean,
especially on a cue. One of the things that I learned from being on office hours too is because there are different people that cut that show, you never know if someone's going to linger on your shot. So usually when I finish talking, I will keep eye contact with the camera and I'll hold for 3 or 4 seconds just to make sure they've had enough time to actually cut away from me.
Yeah, it's
that
ongoing.
really helps. It's amazing
Sure
how much
does.
that helps. I'm going to think.
Yeah.
And also a sense of timing. You know when to come in after somebody. I mean, Alex, you probably wondered in the beginning why I'm just so quick to jump on the end of somebody's sentence. I just can't tolerate dead air or anything, in between something not happening and something happening. You just try to keep the flow. Keep the,
I thought it was just
interest
you because you couldn't tolerate me. I thought that was the real reason.
No, it's my.
That's not the reason.
It's my ADT or whatever, the AT&T or whatever that thing.
I know. It's all in service of the show. I believe you.
In service of.
He
Listen to
just
the
doesn't
official-
want
He's
to
an
let
HR guy.
either one of us get a word in edgewise.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And by the way, Alex, you've come a long way. You weren't horrible in the beginning, but you were just serviceable. And now you seem to be, you're an old hat at it. 2 years later, you're an old hat. In fact, I saw you host office hours last Monday when there was only 3 people there. And that's a challenge, by the way, to host a 3-person panel. Because you're asking questions, you're reacting to what people are saying. Sometimes you ask a question, nobody raises their hand, and you're like, okay, I got to have something for this. I'm telling you what you already don't know. But it's a challenge. You've done a great job with it. Yeah, go ahead. Jump in there.
Mark?
No? See, there's one
me?
of those awkward pauses.
Oh, he's just laughing.
I was laughing. But it is
awkward
true.
pauses.
I agree that Alexander has made great progress over the past few years. But he had talent to begin with. It was just, I think, getting used to how office hours works because it's different than anything else. It's one of a kind.
All right, enough ego stroking. This
And-
is just making me uncomfortable.
I thought
you know what,
I was trying to go until the end of the show.
appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry.
Well, when I first started doing office hours and I became what's called a reader, so you're entry level.
And you did an amazing job.
Well, I did it because I've got
Dare
the
I say
experience.
legendary? Dare I say
Yeah, maybe,
legendary?
Perhaps legendary for the wrong reasons. But
Left a
I've
legacy.
done it. I've had so many people say, Mitch is such a diva. He's got this certain way of doing things, and he responds in a certain way. It's because I've done this for years over years over years. It's like this is not my first rodeo doing these things. And I think Alex was irritated. Now, Alex Knight here was irritated by me because he just seemed like, Mitch, you kind of got your own way of doing things, and you're kind of moving things along a certain way. I think you felt badly for me, thinking I was just a little bit off going off the deep end. Maybe some of it makes more sense now that you got the experience.
Well, let me jump in here for a second. I think when After Hours had those series of training sessions with you and Bill, that was awesome because that taught
we
us so
enjoyed
much
doing it.
about not only how does the system work, but how do we present ourselves better. And I was not the best student. In fact, Mitch once pulled me aside and said, I'll let you read, but please don't tell anyone I taught you.
What? I did that?
We had
How
this
much money
kid,
traded hands?
We,
That's
no,
what I
we
wanna
had
know.
this. We had in French class in high school. We had a certain person in the class was so bad at French that the French teacher came up right before the end of the year and said to the student, "I will pass you even though I shouldn't, as long as you promise not to tell anyone that you took French from me."
Yeah,
Wow.
the only thing I can remember
That
from
bad?
4 years of French.
That French teacher might as well said, "Look, I got to be honest with you. You have no future learning this language. You will never ever pick up anything."
Now that same teacher got a call from one of the parents, and the parent said, "Please do not teach my son French. You speak French with a Belgian accent, and we are French." So,
And you know, the other thing, my brother's a teacher, is that, you know what the parents do today is if the child was horrible at French, the parent will call the teacher and tell them that they did a shitty job of teaching their kid. They'll blame it on the teacher. The kid won't take responsibility for it. So that's kind of the world we live in right now is that, well, I don't know. They must have done a bad job teaching me how to speak French. I only know about 4 words after 4 years of French. Gitchy, gitchy, ya, ya, gaga. That's all I know in French. Is that a real French word?
I don't
Gitchy,
believe
gitchy, ya, ya. You guys know what song that I'm referring to? Once again, no safety net. No safety
Isn't
net.
that from? Is that from the
Was that the
Chicago?
Stones?
Is that from the Chicago music?
No, it's Lady Marmalade, the original.
Whatever. All right.
Patti LaBelle.
I don't know.
Gitchy, gitchy, ya, ya, gaga. Mocha Loca, whatever the song is.
Yeah, I
Anyhow,
know the one you're talking about.
I don't want to get any point.
Who sings that song?
Lady Marmalade, the original would have been Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle.
And then they had the movie, and then I guess all the other female singers. So before we wrap things up, anything else people want to comment, say, questions, anything going on? Actually, I see the comment, but I can't read it for myself because it's about me. That would be poor.
Well, Jerry
Anyone?
Hoyle in the chat is saying, "I miss Mitch on office hours. I get my Mitch fix here."
Wow. What can I say, Jerry? It's a
Oh my
bromance
God.
right here.
We're going to have to put a set of French doors on that studio so Mitch can get his head in.
Ooh, there you go. And about offices, I love the show. I really did. I gave it everything I got while I did it. And I just didn't think there was anything else that I could continue to offer it. It had nothing to do with anything other than I want to try different stuff. And here I am doing this. And we're doing it because of office hours. So, I have them to thank for that.
We got to be real careful about what we put on the teleprompter for Mitch, because this guy will just read anything.
What is this like? What is it? The Ron? What's his name? The show Anchorman.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
That's see.
No, this
I came in there
show
for
is
you.
not. I don't want to give the impression that the show is scripted. It is as brilliant at his job that Mitch is. It is not scripted. He does not read off a teleprompter.
Does anybody really think that I read off a prompter? I'd be doing the worst job.
Maybe somebody
I think
does.
it was
I
that
don't
time
know.
you said you actually kept reading and said pause here.
Yeah, that might have been it. That might have been it. I will say this, Alex, people are saying to me that do you have the opening speech where you talk about how to reach out to us and everything? Do you have that on a prompter and are you reading it? And I said, no, he's got that up here.
No.
He's like reading that.
I change it slightly. Sometimes I'll switch it up. I change things a little bit. I'll go out of my... But no, I do not. I just have all that stuff in my memory.
And I finally memorized ask.thelastangrydj.com. That's where you can come to ask questions. Ask.thelastangrydj.com.
Yeah, and I want to know who Dot is. So maybe we could get rid of the word integral because that's a strange word, Alex. So integral, consider that. And maybe like the last Iron Chef, was it the Angry Last Chef?
Oh, you're talking about what I say at the beginning?
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, so I say, I used to, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I didn't say it today, but one of the things that I came up with was, unlike Iron Chef, it's not about whose industry reigns supreme. It's not about our podcast superior to radio broadcasts. Some may argue that. But that's not for us to make that decision. That is up to the audience to decide.
He's into this like Ron Jeremy, the porcupine. He's really all over it. There's a stretch. I got that one there. Zing! Zing, zing-a-bling. All right, that's enough for one day. We're wrapping things up. Alex, how do people reach out and touch?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. One of the ways that you can do that is by joining our Discord community. You can pull out your phone, point your camera at that QR code right on the screen there. That will get you into our Discord community. It's a fantastic place to chat with us. You can chat with us after the show. We've got all sorts of channels broken up into different topics. Do you want to chat about movies? Do you want to chat about industry inside stuff? Do you want to talk about the show specifically, or maybe technology, or whatever you just bought on Black Friday? That is a good place to do that. You can also support the show various ways. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube. Just hit that button down there, the notification bell. We broadcast this show every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. We love to see you all during the live show, and it's great chatting with you there. Of course, if you don't want to be here live, you can watch it or listen to it on demand as well. And this show is available as an audio podcast wherever you find your podcasts: Apple, Google, Spotify, TuneIn. You can ask your Amazon Alexa device or any smart device to play The Last Angry DJ, and that should work as well. You can also donate to the show by going to patreon.com/The Last Angry DJ. That's patreon.com/The Last Angry DJ. Become a coffee supporter at $2 a month. We would sincerely appreciate it. And I'm going to toss it back to Mitch.
All right, good. Did I distract you when I went like that? You were talking about Patreon, and I'm doing the universal symbol for money. We'll take it in Canadian dollars, too. We'll take anything we can get. Euros. Euros. Yeah, Euros sandwich. I'll take a Euros sandwich.
If you got paid in Canadian dollars, that would actually be better for you because your dollar's stronger.
Exactly. It would be higher. No tariffs. We'll just keep going. We'll just monkey right on through it. So, Mark, what did you learn on today's show? Anything exciting? Are you level?
I'm still not level, but
Okay.
I'm level-headed, just not level in my
I can
chair.
see that.
In
Nothing to
fact,
confuse
I rolled down towards the other end of the trailer halfway through the show.
All of a sudden he started sliding his chair, starts sliding from one side to the other. I'd love that. It's always good to have you here, Mark. We missed you last week. And don't forget, next week we're going to have Lux Narayan on from, he's from a program called Stream Live, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to talking about the idea of tying all this social media together so that we can possibly try it out. Maybe what would be interesting is to talk to him one week and then the following week try it out and see if it does what we're talking about. So I'll let Lux come on and speak of that. We'll be live again, same time, same place, same back channel, 5 Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Daylight savings time is involved here somewhere. I don't know where. But thanks again. We want to thank Jerry Hoyle, our ongoing commentator. He is a commentator for the show. And we were wondering where John Wallace was. We haven't seen John today. So he must be doing something important. He's probably traveling. So, again, we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Take care.